Hey guys, it's March, and you're listening to Hola Bichola, Casa de Dragons. All right, welcome to the penultimate episode of Casa de Dragons. My name is March, and I recap House of the Dragons on HBO Max. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So, let's just get right into the episode. It opens up with a ghostly opening, and we all know the king is dead. He's gone back to his beloved Emma, his true love. And it's very quiet in the castle. It's very dark. It's grim. It's bleak. You know, the little messenger boy, I believe, his squire, I think it's called, the squire. The one who gives him his probably like meds or wakes him up in the morning. The little boy has announced to the handmaiden, Allison's handmaiden, that the king is gone. And so now she's with Allison, and she's told him, hey, the king said bye. And Allison's like, oh my God, he's dead. I can't believe it. And honestly, in this moment, she seemed really sad that he's actually dead. But we'll see. We'll see how she handles this, how her grief takes over. Because that's how you know when someone's going through something, is how their grief takes over. Anyway, Allison is with her daddy. And she's telling her daddy, Otto, that the king is dead. And Otto's like, the king is dead, finally. not even a sadness upon him. He just was ready to checkmate these hoes by Rhaenyra and Daemon, naturally. And so we're in the small council meeting. The big meeting. Okay, y'all know what this meeting is about. And the usurping commences, right? We have the Lannisters ready, Team Hightower. The Lannisters are Team Hightower. We have Allison shocked that all of the men have been conspiring behind her back. Girl, come on. You're the queen. Like, how did you not know that these men were conspiring? They're men. They're men in the medieval time or in the fire and blood time. Like, they're gonna conspire. And so we have Mr. Lyman, who wasn't gonna last pretty long, even though he died true to his self and he died with dignity and integrity, but he also died, so he took all of that with him, and no one remembered. And well, Kristen Cole, too eager to be defending Allison, like as if Allison can't defend herself, so eager that he kills Lyman by forcing him to sit down. I'm just like, you are too friendly, you are too familiar, Kristen, you are too comfortable. I could not believe he put his hands on that man just enough. Ooh. But then so quickly we see the tension building between the Kingsguard, the head of the Kingsguard, and Kristen. Like, wow. I didn't see that coming. I'm just like, I didn't know that Kristen was going to be so evil or so petty and so like bitchy. Like, he's such a bitch, guys. Like, yes, he can fight really well, and obviously he's clearly in love with Allison, but he's such a bitch. Like, over him. So dunzo with him. And so one thing that I did think about and throughout the scene that I just thought, like, has anyone talked about this? There's a chandelier that's on fire. It's just hanging right above them. I don't know if that's like a, foreshadowing of some sorts, a metaphor, but there is a literal chandelier on fire. And I'm wondering, how do they keep it on fire? How do they keep that controlled fire on this chandelier? If you guys know, let me know, because I might want to do that in my house. Not put it on fire, but maybe have a chandelier that's constantly burning, because it's cold in my house all the time. So, do me a favor, let me know. So then we have everybody else like deciding what they're going to do, who's going to send the ravens, who's going to kill Rhaenyra and Daemon. Wow, Otto. Wow, you're not low. You're literally, you should be in prison right now. Otto for prison. That's really where you should be going. And obviously the King's Guard, the head of the King's Guard, who's basically like, I have integrity, I'm not doing this. He says, yeah, here's my cloak. All of you can fuck off. I'm out. And the search for Aegon begins. Now everyone's like looking for King Aegon. Now everyone's looking for Prince Aegon. And the only two people who can find him is his mama and his grandpapa. And Otto Hightower has his ways. And he uses Sir Eric and Sir Eric, the twin knights of the King's Guard. Yep, you heard that right. Sir Eric and Sir Eric. Let me know if you could tell the distinction. And then we have Alicent, who sends Sir Criston and Prince Aemond, who, again, I don't know if he's trying to emulate young Daemon. I don't understand why this is happening, but Aemond is doing it for me, and it makes me confused. No, you guys don't think so? Like, I feel like, I don't know, his pointy chin and his lack of grin and his seriousness, and even the way he walks, it's so strange. Like, why is it calling to me? Am I really the only one here? I cannot be the only one here. At the very least, he's not fucking his sister or his cousin or his uncle or his niece. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's very much like, I'm a king. I can do the king thing real good. Like, I'm going to get myself a wife and like, we're going to be good. So yeah, I don't understand why I am being called to him. Yeah, moving on. So while all of this is happening, they're basically imprisoning everyone. They've held Rhaenys for prisoner in her own room. They're basically putting everyone who knows the king is dead in the cellars. I wonder what they're going to do with them. And so now they're searching for the sickness of King's Landing, which is Prince Aegon. They look through the streets of Silk. He's not there. They go to Flea Bottom. He might be there. But we also see that he has several bastards. Several. Wow. And you can't deny that they're not his. I mean, he's the only one who looks like that. All those babies with the blonde hair and the fair skin and the probable purple or brown eyes. I don't know what color their eyes are. But yeah. So Prince Aegon has bastards. Shocker. And we're in the throne room, and Otto's basically like, if you guys don't bend the knee, I'm going to cut your feet off to bend the knee. And only a couple don't bend the knee. Well, then they find themselves imprisoned because they have integrity. Unlike Otto, who's playing this game really dirty. And you got to give it to him. You got to give it to the man. You know, he's ambitious and he sees a vision for himself and his name, which I think every man in this time period seems to have the same ambition, to have their last name last the longest and be the strongest. It just seems like a setup, but you know, what do I know? Just a victim of the patriarchy. Okay, so finally, the prince turns out the prince likes he likes to finish bloody, or with at least somebody spilled some blood. So they're at Flea Bottom, and Eric have found a connection, which is through the White Worm, naturally. And we see Larys is with Otto, and he's basically like, I can get you a connection to you know, anything you need, because the filth that Prince Aegon is attracted to belongs to, you know, the white worm, or, you know, unsavory things. And he's kind of like, well, I'll keep you in mind. Thank you for your services. Yeah, I don't think Otto's into those same services. You'll see what I mean. And so now Alicent is with Rhaenys, and it's basically like Alicent being bold and strong and basically begging Rhaenys to take her side. And Rhaenys is like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Y'all are out of your fucking minds. I'm not changing my mind unless you make a really good proposition. And so she spares her life, Alicent, basically by saying, I'll let you think about it. I'll let you sit on it. And I thought, all right, well, at the very least, she's kind. At the very least, she's kind and lets her live. So, you know, there's just like a lot of commotion happening. And the White Worm finally sits down with Otto and Eric. And then we see that Kristen and Aemond also see this conversation happening, so they know that they must be on the right path. And then the White Worm kind of does her own thing about like the flea bottom deaths have to stop. And I'm just like, okay, that was your big reveal, that you're like wanting the children to stop dying for this prince. Like, all right, go off, sis. Cool. Like, do that, fight for that. And it's not that you shouldn't fight for children. I just mean like the way she was hyped up in this show, in the pre-show. I just thought that she was going to have a much more significant role, and that she was going to like play some real ball here. I can't say this is like playing real ball here. And so finally we find Aegon. He's under all of those 18 candles of his, or 20 candles of his, where, you know, in the High Septim Castle church. And now we see Eric fighting with Kristen over Aegon. But Aegon is also fighting himself with Aemond. And Aemond wants to be king so bad. And Aegon is like, I don't want that filthy shit. I don't want any of it. Not your problem, Aegon. They want you for it. So you got to do your duty, right? And Sir Kristen outswords or outdicks Sir Eric. And the other Eric is like, this does not pass the vibe check. Fuck this king. So now we see ourselves with one of the biggest reveals of the episode. I mean, this show has an ability to just reveal upon reveal big stuff every episode. It has not missed not one episode. Not even the darkest episode it missed in my but we see that Alicent is selling her feet to Larys so he can get off on her feet. Wow. I mean, I thought she was a high and mighty queen, and here she is selling toe picks, giving toe reveals. Wow. I mean, I feel like that kind of changes my perspective on her. Like, you got what it takes, girl. You got what it takes. Wow, Alicent, you shot me. Like, I'm blushing. Feet, that's your thing. Well, we at least know where Aegon gets his fetishes from, and his kinks from, and his comfortability with kinks and unsavory things. Not that feet are unsavory, it's just that for someone who manages to be so righteous all the time, feet. All right. So we have Rhaenys escaping with Sir Eric. I believe is Eric. And at first I thought this was just a ruse. She really wasn't escaping. He was going to send her to her doom. But no, he was being for real, because he was for real. And as soon as they leave the castle, basically it's the announcement and the crowning of Prince Aegon, who's also wasted beyond his mind. He's probably blackout drunk at this point. And, you know, she needs to get to her dragon, but Eric's like, I can't get you to your dragon. Like, they're going to know. They're expecting you to be there. She ends up going there anyway. She's like, let me see this, like, circus. And I know she's thinking that if she goes there, she's going to get to her dragon. It's the only way. Smart girl. Smart woman. And she goes and sees the shit show, and then she's like, I've had enough of this, and she disappears. And Sir Eric also is, at this point, he's gone about his own way. But then she disappears, and well, yeah, we know what she disappears to. We know what she disappears to. And Aegon is finally starting to understand the feeling of being loved, because he's like, if my mommy doesn't love me, if my brother doesn't love me, if my daddy doesn't care, these people care, and these people love me, and they're just cheering, and he's like taking it all and taking all the love he's longed for so long, which I do believe these are going to be dark periods for the kingdom and the realm with Prince Aegon on the throne. That's for sure. And he's out here just like making everybody bow to him. And before you know it, boom, here comes Rhaenys. And she's like, y'all fucked with the wrong one. And at this point, I thought she's going to burn them all alive, as she should. As she should. But then there's this beautiful moment where she's basically looking at them. And she's saying, without saying, I have no win in this. I have no part in this. Because she could have easily burned them alive, and then there could have been peace among and all over the realm, and Rhaenyra would have taken her rightful place as the queen. But instead, Rhaenys comes up and she stares them down with her dragon, and she says, like, with her eyes, without saying, she goes, I want no part in this. I will let you live, and I will let you guys kill each other off. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I'm telling you, these people don't miss. And obviously, they have great source material. But nonetheless, they don't miss. And their interpretations of these chapters and these words are incredible. And it's just been so fun to recap. And I just can't believe we have one more episode left. Oh my goodness. I hope you've enjoyed this with me as much as I've enjoyed recapping it with you all. And again, if you guys have any questions or comments, please hit me up on hbxpod@gmail.com. If you want to hang out with me or chit chat with me, please hit me up on hbxpod on Instagram and Hola Bichola on TikTok. And until next time, guys, adios.